Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everybody. I'm sure many of you are wondering, why is he now being called Shufai? So why don't we start the story from there? Last year, I was coronated a chief. So and that's why you see me wearing this. By the title that I have, I'm not supposed to be in public without a hat, right? I'm not supposed to take off my hat. I think it was troubling some people when they saw me in church with a hat, and I realized, no, I don't want somebody to come into church and bothered by the fact that I have a hat on and so on. So I'm taking that off. I think my ancestors will understand why I'm doing that, and so I have to wear this as well. So they call me Shufai Ngamansa America. My people no longer, Brendan Pante is the legal name, but my new name is Shufai Ngamansa America.
Spell.
So it's this on this slide. So Shufai is S-H-U-F-A-I. Just Shufai, it's okay. All right, thank you. I am really, really excited to be here. I want to thank Joan and Evelyn and the entire organizing committee, including the Social Justice Committee, for putting this together. This is so much needed that it doesn't need to be overemphasized. This is so important. Thank you for the intro slides as well. The story of Cameroon, it's so much that I don't even know where to begin, but I decided to take a slice of it. I could have picked the conflict that is happening right now. In fact, my mom is internally displaced. All my siblings that are back there are internally displaced because of the conflict, the war that is happening in my part of the country. So when you did the introduction about conflict that is happening on top of the climate changes that are affecting people, Cameroon is an example in which the situations in which people have had to run into the bushes and live in really terrible conditions while they are being chased and shot down, and people are just rotting without being buried. So the story is not of that crisis. The story I'm bringing to you right now is of another crisis, which is also is incredible, and it is the deforestation in the rainforest. The Congo Basin, as it's also called, occupies 6 countries that cut across Central Africa: Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Congo, Libreville, Gabon, the Congo, which is Congo Kinshasa, and the Central Africa Republic. So it's a huge, vast, environment, right? Ecosystem. And in the next slide, we're going to see some facts about why this area is so important, right? The very first one is about the size, which I just mentioned. The biodiversity in this area is unmatched. Why? During the Ice Age, when we lost a lot of the grass field, the formation of the Sahara Desert, the encroachment of the savanna, huge swaths of this forest survived around the rivers, which means the animals and the species there did not die. So when you think about that, and imagine what happens when people go in now and get those trees that have survived for that long, what that is doing. It is irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. And throughout the conversation that I'm going to have, right, you can read the endangered species. When you think about that vast air environment, think about the carbon dioxide absorption, right? So if you destroy, and this area is the second largest, right, rainforest in the world. So you destroy that. Where is that carbon dioxide? Where's it going to go? Okay. So you begin to see the impact. So the title is the global impact of these things that are happening locally, but that have a global and kind of an existential threat to humanity. The wildlife that is here, that I was already mentioned, part of the biodiversity, some of the species have not even, people are still, ecologists are discovering new species, biologists are discovering new species of butterflies, and sometimes they discover some birds that nobody had ever known existed. So it's not been fully, cataloged. All right. So what you see here is the forest giraffe, right? It's the okapi, what it is called, right? So you think of the giraffe, you think of, right, but this one is found in this forest. Okay. Now, what is happening? The root causes that is driving the destruction of this forest. I already mentioned, right, people going the logging. The search for people who want to have a mahogany desk. When you want a mahogany desk, what you've just done, right, is immeasurable to have that mahogany desk. Or the iroko, right, this species of trees. There is also your brothers are trying to stop kind of the industrialization, the encroachment of companies that want to buy again land and grow, whether it is rubber or cocoa, bananas, right? And so think about the way these agro-industrial complexes, companies have to work. They tear down everything to plant what they want, which is different from how the local people work. They work one with the nature, right? They do farming under the trees. But when you have a company looking to expand, they're going to take everything down. Okay? So there is a lot of that happening. So there's large-scale agriculture, right? There's a lot of construction. There is a lot of, again, logging. Of course, it's going to be fire. There's going to be natural disasters. We have no control over that. But some of them are man-made, right? When you drive people from their homes and they're going to run and go hide in the trees, they're going to try to cook. That's not been where they've been living. And so they start a fire, and before long, the fire is taking over the whole place. Right? So this is just showing what is happening across these 6 countries and that is affecting the environment. This is a very visceral touch of what logging does. So think about it. So some of the trees, if 10 of us were to stand and hold our hands, okay, then we may be able to go around one tree. Because these trees, imagine the ice age, some of them have been existing since then. So when you put down that one tree, you're not only putting down that one tree. Yes, it is a huge loss, but that tree is going to bring down so many trees before it gets to the ground. And the people who are doing the logging, they want that particular because the market is asking for mahogany. So that is what they want. So these other trees, they don't care, right? They are gone. Now to get to that tree, so you see the caterpillars digging. So to get to that tree, they also have to destroy these other trees to go get to that particular one, right? And that tree, how many birds were on it? Like, you think about that. And so it's huge. The damage is unthinkable. So you see, I was just talking about how when people just decide to just put down trees and plant stuff, right? The danger that presents. And the forest is not coming back. It is not. Because when you have trees that have taken thousands and thousands of years to grow, and you put it down, and you are not planting something back, and then when you plant it, how long will it take for that tree to grow back? Okay? Because now, the effect on the environment, the ecosystem that affects, and because now we're starting having droughts. So even the tree you're planting, we didn't have the rain enough, because this is a rainforest, and it's a rainforest because they used a lot of rain. Now we don't have as much cubic, of rain as we used to have. So it's a vicious cycle that is being created, and it needs to stop. And we can do it, right? Because there is the buying power. We say we don't want to buy these products that are coming from the rainforest. Then if there's no market, it stops, right? The logging. One of the things that happen is that sometimes they go and put down these trees, and sometimes there's a drop in the market, and then they abandon those trees there. Okay? So there is a lot. I'm not talking poaching, right? Because the trees is huge. But there is also the idea, the poaching that you already mentioned, that people are still doing a lot to destroy the animals and all of that. And so one of the things, when you destroy the forest, you are destroying, especially that forest, it provides food across the region. They've been talking about Cameroon being a breadbasket. There is some food that we eat, it's called ero, and I'm sure my Nigerian brothers and sisters here, they enjoy it. It's a delicacy. It grows naturally, right? It climbs and it grows. We've not found a way to just grow it in the gardens. So you destroy the trees, you are destroying the ero that is eaten across all of West Africa, and a lot of that is coming from Cameroon, right? So think about that. Not just the ero, right? The ero touches me directly, but what about the people there? Okay? What about the indigenous tribes, the children of the forest, the Baka people? What about them? They are one with the forest. Right? Sometimes people talk of civilization, and that is modernism. It's relative. Just because you can sit and watch TV and have running water, and that is fine. Their life is in the forest. And you don't want to try to change their lives to make your perspective of what growth and development is. So the Baka people, as well as the Mbuti, are continually being driven further and further. So you destroy the forest, you are destroying a whole people. That is their life. The forest is their livelihood. They are the hunter-gatherers, right? And they don't kill game for the sake of like those who kill the rhino just for the horn. When they kill a rodent, it is for the food. It's not to go sell. So there is a direct impact of these people, okay, that are living in the forest. There is a very visceral video that went out of, I think it was an orange otan that was really fighting one of the loggers, right? It came down, was climbing and trying to push away the tractor that was pulling the tree. You can search for that, right? The orange otan, you know. I didn't know whether we're going to have the ability to watch that video, but you can search for that and you'll see the animals trying to fight back. That is how bad it is that animals are trying to fight back. People trying to destroy their homes. So there are conservation efforts. So it's not so bad, right? I've painted you a picture of really the danger of doing this. But hope, there is hope, right? It's a year of hope. But there are also organizations that are trying to do something about it. Because we cannot just raise awareness, we have to do something about it. And our organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, the African Wildlife Foundation, UNESCO and these other organizations are doing something about it. Even here in the US, we have university institutions like UCLAIR, Institute for the Environment and Sustainability. They are right there in the rainforest, okay, trying to do something. But it has to be a concerted effort. If not, then it becomes just a drop, right, in the ocean. We talk about rainforest, right? No pun intended, right? So it really needs to be a concerted effort, and we can do something about it. We have this other. I decided to add the picture of the this group called the Congo Basin Institute. What they are doing is coming in and trying to preserve the culture of these people, because some of these tribes are really they are at the risk of total extinction. Okay, like disappearing. And they're trying to not just preserve the forest, but also preserve the people and their culture and their homes. And that is what the School for Indigenous and Local Language, SILK, is doing. They helped us in also translating our Bible into So, that's the language my mom and I speak. So SILK is a very great example of an organization that is doing that. The question you want to ask yourself is, I think this is the last slide, is what are you doing, right? What can you do to bring about the needed change that can truly impact not just the people, the Baka and the Mbuti people, but also globally, because it does touch it touches every one of us. And so I'm going to end with a chant that the Baka people have. Africans, we do everything in song and dance, whether it is very sad or very enjoyable thing is all song and dance. And the Baka people have one of the most, beautiful music you can hear. But one of the chants I want us to do right now is, it goes as such, and I will do it and then you repeat after me, okay? Let's try this. Now do it with some passion, right? Okay? We are not gonna try it. Thank you, all of you are awesome.
Thank you so much, Rafai. It's amazing to be brought into your personal experience and your deep wisdom, and to share it with us today is truly a gift. Thank you so much.
Welcome.